Nikolas, did you feel this and did you see this happen in Brazil?
Yes, of course. Our superior electoral court, they made a lot of decisions that was bad for Bolsonaro. For example, when Alexandre de Moraes announced that Lula won in the superior court, there was another judge called Benedito da Silva. He just went through him and said, mission given, mission accomplished.
Right. You have that clip, by the way,
Yeah,
Rob.
and until now, this judge didn't came to public to say what I mean was that. He didn't say that. So it was very strange. There is another judge in Brazil called Barroso that after the elections that Bolsonaro lost, he said, we defeated Bolsonarism.
This is the one Rob played?
Yeah, this is the video.
Solicito que Suas Excelências, o senhor ministro Ricardo Lewandowski e ministro Benedito Gonçalves, solicito que conduzam ao plenário o excelentíssimo senhor presidente da República Federativa do Brasil eleito, Luiz Inácio
Now he's
Lula da Silva.
announcing Lula as the president. And then this judge comes to him and say, mission given is mission accomplished. So what he means about that?
Mission given, mission accomplished.
So he was working against Bolsonaro. So he's a judge. He should be impartial. So this is one judge. It's the same. You can stop the video right there. This is the same judge that said that. This is Lula. And after that, he's receiving, I don't know how you say this in English, but he's giving some taps in his face as he was his best friend. So this is the kind of judge that's saying that Bolsonaro is a tyranny. He is a person that he's giving misinformation to Brazil.
But at this point, because there's a lot of Telegram groups that you're a part of, right? That the communities are talking to each other. Are you seeing what you can and can't do?
Yeah, for example, I think that in other social medias, it was more, how can I say, it was clear to me that something wasn't coming to me. So there was some information that if you Google it, for example, you would find. There are some others information that you try to find and it was harder to find. So, for example, in the elections, you couldn't say that Lula had Maduro as a friend. You couldn't say that. You couldn't say that Lula was friend of Daniel Ortega from Nicaragua. So you couldn't say that. You couldn't say that Lula was supporting abortion, for example. I was sued. I was multa. I was fined for like 3,000 reals just because I made a video saying that Lula was supporting abortion, was supporting drugs, and I was fined because of that. So there's another minister of the Supreme Court called Gilmar Mendes that he gave an interview like maybe 6 months ago that he said that Lula is in presidence because of them. Like any other country that gives politics seriously, it would be a scandal. But in Brazil, it's normal because the Supreme Court of Brazil is not more a judiciary power. It's a political power. So in the elections, for example, Bolsonaro, in our Independence Day, in 7th of September, he had a huge protest, like 2 million people in Brasilia, in São Paulo, and then he couldn't use these images for his network. He couldn't use. It was crazy.
Just to show how many people were in attendance, you guys couldn't show.
Yeah, he couldn't show that on TV. And for example, in the Labour Party, was saying that Bolsonaro was a Hannibal. They were saying that Bolsonaro was a pedophile. They were saying that Bolsonaro would end up the férias dos trabalhadores, the holidays for the workers. So it was all that kind of disinformation, and anything happened with Lula and his friends. For Bolsonaro, anyone that, for example, questioned the voting system would be fined. My social media was down for 1 month because I just questioned the voting electronic machines. So my lawyer doesn't have access to the process. my social media just went bad because of political pressure, but not a judiciary process. So that what happened in 2022. We all thought that, of course, there was a interference in Brazil, but we didn't know where did it come, how they did that. But now it's clear that, as Mike said, that if it wasn't USAID, maybe Bolsonaro, or sure Bolsonaro would be the president of Brazil today.
Brazil, I'm so glad you're watching this. I want to tell you something here. Do you know what's the one thing tyrants or criminals in politics, in your government, you know what's the one thing they hate? Is for the people to have hope. It's been said, man and women can live 40 days without food, 4 days without water, 4 minutes without air, but only 4 seconds without hope. When I was in Brazil, we had dinner with Nikolas Ferreira. And while we're having dinner, we gave him a shirt and we took a picture together. It's called Future Looks Bright with Brazilian flag. I would love nothing more than to see thousands and thousands of people in Brazil to wear a shirt that says Future Looks Bright with your flag. Just for Brazil, we made these custom shirts for you. If you want to inject the spirit of hope in Brazil, go place 1 order, 2, 3, buy it for your peers, your family. Click on a link below or go to vtmerch.com and sport your Future Looks Bright shirt in Brazil. Let the dictators, let the tyrants get so angry the fact that you are optimistic about the future.